you all have been adding, I think, 3 million customers per month, something on that order, and yet you've been operating in the same environment. What are some of the things that you all have learned and done in this last year that has made you capable of managing that kind of demand that wasn't, I don't care who you were, there was no way you were planning for 2020?
Well, I think, there are two sides to the answer. It's the running the company answer, I think, and the work with the customers. Let's start with the work from customers, then move to the running the company, which is actually, I think, the harder one. So I think with the customers, it was amplifying methods that we already had in place, but being much more diligent and doing them much more often. More than anything else, it was talking to our users all the time, trying to figure out what they need. Because at the beginning, there were about 2 weeks in which the world was getting shut down and everyone was in turmoil. Nobody understood what they're doing. Our numbers actually went down. They didn't go up. And everyone was really, kind of concerned what's going to happen. And then that was kind of mid-March. And then early April, our numbers just shot through the roof. And on the early conversations I had with shareholders, investors, they asked me, how come the change happened so fast? Sorry. And I said, listen, this is the luxury that a big business has that a small business does not have, okay? Because they expected small business to go out of business, to be in trouble. But behind a small business, there's a business owner. And if a business dies, hopefully the business owner doesn't, and they survive, and they didn't get the pandemic, and they need to live off something. They need to make a living. They need to put food on the table, literally. And it means that they need to innovate extremely fast. They don't have the time and the cash on their balance sheet that a big business can say, we're going to slow down a bunch of activities for a quarter and two and see what happens. We'll weather the storm. A small business cannot wait and weather the storm because it's a person making a living to pay the bills, and they had to innovate extremely fast. So our job there was to tell off all of the R&D teams and the product leaders, go and speak with them, understand what they need, they're trying to do, what they're missing, what do they want to connect, what is not working, what's the feature that now we need to introduce we haven't thought about, and throw it out there, okay? And then suddenly I found myself, offering capacity control mechanisms for grocery stores, okay? It was not on our roadmap, okay? I agree with you. We did not anticipate that one. But there were many small ones like that which people needed. We were extremely attentive, and we were willing to change the roadmap in order to match the need of those people. On the other side, which is the management of the company, I think, I think that the key thing we learned how to do, I think we knew how to do it well, but we learned how to do it extremely well, was communication. I think I sent an email to the employees at least once a week or once every 2 weeks for the past year. And in many of those emails, I swear to God, I didn't say anything that they couldn't pick up off the news. But the mere fact that someone that they know, that they trust, was willing to speak with them, to give them a sense of belonging, a sense of ownership, or a sense of responsibility for their lives, and the willingness to help if they need help, even if they didn't end up using it or asking for anything, was so significant. Just by having I got so many replies of people thanking me for an email, which was a very simple email. I didn't do it much, but our team really needed that. And first of all, I think if you look at governments around the world, I don't know about around the world, my government did a really poor job in communicating, and you could see that in the trust people had with government. And I think that was one of the key, most important things that we learned how to do. Yes, we learned how to move to work, from home, and how to switch everyone to Zoom. And at the beginning, there was a whole story about helping people with, getting furniture and missing desks and chairs and equipment from the office and whatnot. And it was an important effort, but my operations team did such a good job that no one ever felt as if it was slowing them down. But I think the best thing happened around the communication and how important it is to communicate as often. There's no such thing as over communication.